Well, Tracy, they say time flies when you're having fun. And certainly for me, it was a shock to think, hey, it's 6 months since Tracy's begun a new role. Tell us how you've got on these past 6 months and some of the things you've been doing.
Well, it certainly has flown in, and I've been really enjoying it, and have really benefited myself even personally from all of the research and all of the things that we've been involved in, and just enjoying learning about what God has done through Irish Baptists in Peru, especially those who went, but also those who stayed here, the role that they played, the sacrifice and support of the family members of those who went, those who served on Irish Baptist Formation and Baptist Missions committees, often for decades, gave up their time, their evenings, their efforts, their prayers for that. And for those who gave financially and who prayed faithfully, they are all part of this amazing and inspiring story that we're seeking to share. And they're a vital part of all that has happened, as much as those who went.
Yes, so obviously the focus is often on those who went, but there's a huge support team behind it. And I would say I'm serving in this role now, it'll be 10 years soon, and it's really encouraged me just to see the depth of commitment amongst Irish Baptists, both prayerfully, financially, in terms of the sacrificial giving people give in order to send people. Obviously, we know more about the sent ones, but there's a whole team of people, and it's our churches and individuals within those churches that make up those churches that are supporting those being sent out. And that's up till today. You're looking back, but in a sense, we can praise God that that's actually happening today as well in Baptist Mission. So what else have you been finding out as you've been reading and researching, and what else is happening?
Well, we're continuing to record some interviews with those who have been involved in Peru as missionaries, some missionary children, and those who are connected with Peru, and just building that story across time and across fields of service as well. And we're beginning to think of more concrete plans of what we might do and how we might celebrate that and mark that in 2027.
Yes, which seems a while away yet, and yet these first 6 months have flown by, and in reality, 2027 is not that far away, as time does fly by. So how can people be praying for you in this role as you continue to read and research and begin to put more concrete ideas and so on into place? How can we be praying for you?
Just that I would do that wisely, and that we would be able to identify the right people who can help us with those things, and that we would manage our time wisely in that, because time is short, and that we would do that in the best way, and just that those things would be the right things and would be the right ways to encourage our children, our young people, and the adults within our churches to know more about what God is doing through Baptist missions, past and future, present and future, and to be involved in that, and we can do that in a good and a right way.
Yeah, so we don't just want to be looking back, in a sense, and we do want to give God all the glory as we look back. But as well as looking back, we do want to use this opportunity of this major centenary to actually reach into a whole new generation of children,
yes,
who will be the sent ones in 10, 15 years' time, teenagers, young adults. We want to try and embrace them and raise up a whole new generation, because I have a sense that there is a generation going to glory who were very committed to giving, to praying, to Baptist missions, to seeing the gospel going to the ends of the earth. We need to replace those godly sacrificial givers and prayers with a whole new generation of people as equally enthused of what God is doing in our world today.
Yeah, and that can start from childhood on. We don't have to wait till those people are adults. Then getting them interested and telling that story of what God has done and what God is doing, and that they can be a part of that. That's possible for children. We shouldn't underestimate what they're able to grasp and understand and see God at work in. And we have a real opportunity to help our children and young people to see what God is doing and to encourage them to be a part of that in whatever way He leads and guides them.
And Tracy, one very tangible fruit of your reading and research and work and so on has been in helping Emma Luke write that first article, which is now in the current August-September edition of the Insight magazine, in his name and for his glory, telling the history and the background to the founding of the Irish Baptist Foreign Mission. And we encourage all our listeners to get a hold of the magazine and to be readers of the magazine and to read that article in particular if they have an interest in the history and the work in Peru. But that's just the first of hopefully 6 articles that are coming up in the magazine over the next year or so.
Yes, so Emma very graciously put up with an avalanche of documents that I sent to her, and has waded her way through those, and we're really delighted with what she has produced as that first article. And in the next edition of the magazine, there will be the next part, which is how we came to be in Peru and those first missionaries who went. So the Orings, the Bertie Bennett, Billy Crichton and Stanley Reid, that first wave, and just a little bit about them. So it's not we'll not give everybody every single detail of everything, but just those broad strokes of those beginning years in Peru as we started off.
Yes, and some of those articles may cause some people to either go back and reread Andrew Reid's book, the grandson of Stanley Reid, or maybe there are people out there who haven't read By Divine Coincidence at all yet, and maybe that new generation again who might be enthused to read that book and pick up the story of the origins and the background to what was the Irish Baptist Foreign Mission and became Baptist Missions in 1977.
Definitely, yes. And Andrew's book is very readable, and he writes it in such a great way that is easily understood and very engrossing, very hard to put down. And I would encourage everybody to have a read or a reread at that if they have a copy.
Yes, it's a great read, pardon the pun. But, yes, and also too, his questions at the end of each chapter are very insightful and very helpful too.
Yes, that help us bridge that distance between those time periods and our own time, and how we might do missions well presently. Now,
next week, Tracy, you're off to the city of Kilkenny. I'm off to the city of Bangor. Tell us why you're going to Kilkenny and what's happening there.
Well, in Kilkenny, they are having a conference, a Christian holiday for people. It's called Kinfire, and they will be having Bible teaching. And my husband David, he's going to be taking 3 seminars on the doctrine of the Trinity. So we're going for that. But we will also be having a joint enterprise, Baptist Missions and the Irish Baptist College. We'll have a stand there with some bits and pieces of information encouraging people to take up an interest in both of those association departments and to support them. And we're looking forward to being there, to catching up with some people. I think some of our Baptist Missions workers may be there, and other people we know from Baptist churches throughout Ireland and others, and maybe making some new connections as well with people who are attending that conference.
Great. It's appropriate to do 3 seminars on the Trinity. That sounds
absolutely.
And we're off to Bangor, not just me. There's the team of people going to Bangor next week because of the Bangor Worldwide Missionary Convention. Mm-hmm. And again, it's a joint enterprise. We've got a joint stand with the Irish Baptist College and ourselves. And of course, we're in this together. Mm-hmm. The college is training people. In recent years, a lot of our new Baptist missionaries who've gone, France, here in Ireland, and we have graduates actually from IBC on the 4 Baptist missions fields, and so we want to see that partnership continue and grow. And there may indeed be people out there considering maybe mission work in the future. Well, we would say from Baptist Missions' point of view, no better place to train and prepare for that than at the Irish Baptist College. Well, all the best as you travel to the city of Kilkenny, and we'll be in the city of Bangor. Yes, and we'll see how maybe when we get back how our city break experience worked out. And thanks again, Tracy, for the first 6 months, and we maybe look forward to tuning in again with you in the not too distant future and finding out all that's going on as you read and research and prepare for 2027. Thank you.
Thank you.